Hey friends, so today I'm going to be talking about my minimalist cleaning routine, and I'm going to break it down by what I do every day, week, and every about month or a little bit more. I'm hoping this will be helpful for you because you'll kind of get an idea of the things that, even though I do have a lot less now, I actually do these cleaning routines more often, and then of course the cleaning routines that I get to do a lot less often, which is always a big perk. This channel is called Minimalist, and my name is Becky Truda, and on this channel I like to talk about decluttering and minimizing and living your best life. So if you enjoy learning about things like minimalism, then please remember to hit that subscribe button and a new video will show up next week. Let's start with what I do every day because I feel like it's the most impactful / the biggest change that I have had in my cleaning routine becoming a minimalist is what I do every day. So the first thing that I do every day is I do the dishes, which is a massive change for me and something that I never enjoyed and still don't enjoy really, but it is something that I do every day because it, one, keeps surfaces clear, which reduces the visual clutter that has always stressed me out. And it's one of those things that I have gotten down to a very few amount of dishes. So when I'm not putting them away every day, that's the nice thing about it. I've minimized our dishes so much that I end up having to do them every day anyway. And it's just one of those things that you get used to, but it does take, what do they say, like 30 days to build a new skill and to really a routine. So it did take me a little while to get used to it, but now that I'm used to it, before I go to bed, I just make sure the dishes are put away, and that's that. The next biggest thing that has changed for me in my daily routine for cleaning my house is that I vacuum every day. And this is usually just like a spot vacuum. It might not be every room, but I do have 2 dogs now instead of 1, and so vacuuming that dog hair that is quickly building up in my house just seems very necessary. Plus, like I've said in other videos, I don't love rugs. And when you have a lot of rugs in your house, that kind of attracts the hair. And so because I don't have that, I just have these hairballs that float around my house. So I like to vacuum every day. And the nice thing about being a minimalist is that I have a lot less furniture, and so vacuuming is really not very difficult. The other thing is that I recently got a new couch over the summer. My grandma gifted it to us, and it has been a game changer because it is sitting up higher, and so it's easier to vacuum very quickly under it, and lightweight, so you can move it around. So I would say vacuuming every day used to be a huge nightmare for me, and now that has completely changed because all of my furniture is higher up off the ground, and so it is easier to vacuum under. And I only try to get light pieces. I try not to buy heavy pieces anymore. And so there are things that I can easily lift up and move myself and vacuum under them. And I actually feel like my house is a lot cleaner than it used to. And I'm not having to vacuum, even though I vacuum every day, I'm not having to do like an hour-long session of vacuuming in one big go, which is nice. And I would definitely say get a cordless vacuum. That is a nice brand. I will throw in the brand that I use in the description if you're interested. So laundry is definitely one of the things that I used to do a lot more often than I do now. So we're moving into what I do on a weekly basis, and so usually only once a week. And laundry is one of those things now that I can do once a week unless an emergency happens, which occasionally it does. But I have just enough clothes, and so does the rest of my family, that we have enough to last a week, but then we definitely need to do laundry or naked tomorrow, I think, as the saying goes. But when you have less clothes, you have less laundry. And what I mean by that is that I still have to do it once a week, but I have less actual loads of laundry that I have. It saves energy, saves water, but really saves my time, which is awesome. Next one that I do, probably more like every 2 weeks, is I change the sheets. And so that's one of the jobs that I will do about every 2 weeks, is I will change out all of our sheets, and it's part of that laundry load that I will have. And then the other one is just wiping down our bathrooms. I do that about every week. I don't do the whole bathroom every week, but I will do like the big zones, like the toilet, or if the floor is looking messy, or the shower, and definitely the countertops always need to wipe down at the end of the week. But because there's less on top of our countertops, it's much easier to get that job done, which is awesome. Another thing that I do about every week is just a general dusting of the main surfaces around our house. It's not everything, but I will wipe down surfaces like our shelves or just the flat surfaces in the kitchen or the bathroom and make sure they look tidy once every week. This is not so big of a job as it used to be because obviously there's just a lot less things on those surfaces and there's a lot less of those surfaces, so it bothers me a lot less. Okay, so the last category are things that I do about every month or every other month, depending on what it is. The first one of those things is the windows. Now, this is a job that I do not really enjoy, and that's probably why I do it a lot less. But I have this new rag that I got for Christmas. It's from Target. I'll try to link it in the description below if I can find it. But my mother-in-law gave it to me, and so I'm actually testing it out for the first time right now. And as I'm looking back at the results, I actually really liked it, and I didn't need to use any extra sprays or Windex, so that's gonna cut down on the amount of cleaning supplies that I need, which is awesome. But I'll go through and do windows and mirrors probably about every month, and it's one of those things that I don't enjoy doing, but with this cloth, it actually makes the job a lot easier and simpler, and I don't have to worry about other cleaning supplies. The next thing is mopping the floors. We do have hardwood floors through most of our house, and we have dogs. So this kind of depends. If it is a really muddy season of the year, then the floors on the main floor, I will have to mop probably once a week. But as right now it's been kind of dry, I'm doing it probably once a month, which is not bad. And I got this really awesome mop from Target again, and it has a spray that you can spray using whatever you want, which is great. So I use something that is all-purpose for your floors and also something that doesn't actually come in a container. It's one of those tablets that you can put in water and it just makes its own solution, which is awesome. So that's more eco-friendly. And the little pad actually comes off of the bottom and you just wash it and reuse it the next time. So mopping about once a month. The next thing that I do about once a month is I'll do an inventory of our high traffic areas that usually collect a lot of clutter. The main area is like our junk drawer, which is actually in our entryway closet, and I'll go through that and make sure things haven't gotten thrown in there that shouldn't be in there. And lately the bathroom has been bothering me. If you're interested in seeing that video, I can link it below also. But about once a month, I will go through and just do a big declutter of an area that's really bothering me. But weekly, I will just walk through my house, and if I see something that I know we don't need anymore, I declutter it. So usually really only once every couple months I need to do a big declutter, or I'll take the time to do that. That really has only started now that I have become a lot more minimalistic. In the beginning, I was doing huge declutters and it felt like a lot more often than once a month. But it did help me to get rid of a lot quickly. But now that I have gotten down to what I think is, you know, the minimum of what we're comfortable with right now, I really just need to keep up with that. Then the next one is our kitchen, like the oven and the refrigerator or wiping down cabinets. Those are things I usually do about once a month, maybe once every other month, depending on how much we've been cooking. And so I recently just wiped down the inside of our fridge and it looks great. And I tend to not do that too often because it's just one of those things that's annoying. But while I'm doing it, I'll throw away things that we haven't used in a while and kind of declutter it along the way. So as I have kind of minimized the amount of excess food that I try to keep, it's actually made that process of cleaning out the refrigerator a lot easier, which is great, and a lot less food waste. The last thing that I do about every month to 2 months, depending on how much I have, is I will take a bag to Goodwill, and I just recently took one today. So I like to do that about every month, even if the bag is not completely full, just to make sure that I'm getting it out of my house. And if I do a big declutter that day, I try to get it out immediately so it's not sitting around. This is just the stuff that I've gotten like every day if I'm finding something and putting it in the basket. by the end of the month, I will take that stuff all to the Goodwill. I hope you have enjoyed this, and hopefully it's a little insight on a minimalist cleaning routine. Now, I have tried doing like different cleaning routines and trying like one thing every Monday I do this, every Tuesday I do this, but it never really worked. And because I have dogs and my child loves arts and crafts, vacuuming was something that I have just found that I have to do every day. And it wasn't just like a thing I can do on Mondays. But if you start decluttering and you have less things around your house, doing those simple chores like putting your dishes away and vacuuming, even if you have to do it more often, it just becomes a lot easier because it's less excess and it's less to do in general. It takes you less time. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I hope that it has been helpful to you. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to hit that subscribe button. My next video will come out next week.